Thank you all for being here. I'm Eric Barnes. I'm CEO of the Daily Memphian. I want to welcome everybody to our commercial real estate seminar. And we're going to do, those who've been to a lot of these events, we usually do the sponsors and so on. But the mayor, Mayor Paul Young, is here and has a hard stop at 3:30. So we'll do things a little bit out of order today, but that's good for all of us. So thank you all for being here. Thanks for coming out in the rain. We'll get some, maybe about 20 minutes with Paul, Q&A with me and him, and then we'll hear from our sponsors, and then we'll get our panelists up. That'll give you a chance to have Q&A with the three panelists. We'll talk until we get bored, and there'll be drinks and some food out there, and we can keep talking. So without further ado, Memphis Mayor Paul Young.
All right. Hello, everybody. How's everybody feeling? All right. Good. Honored to be here. And I think we structured this today such that it'll be more of a conversation. So I have no clue what Eric's going to ask. So you will definitely get organic response.
I'm going to hide my notes from you. Wait, let me check my time here. We've got time. Let's start with sort of the obvious topic on a lot of people's minds and in the presence in Memphis, which is the task force. And I guess I'll ask a general question, and we'll try to kind of steer things towards business, but obviously business is influenced by all kinds of things, and commercial real estate is influenced by how people feel. Do they want to invest? Do they want to move? Et cetera. So in general, your take on how the task force has gone. You didn't really want them to come. You've said you've tried to steer them towards focusing on the most violent folks. Has that been successful? Has this been a net positive?
Well, I definitely think we've had some success. And just to clarify, my original perspective was, we didn't ask for the National Guard, but we've always asked for partnerships with the federal government, the FBI, the ATF, the DEA. In fact, we had been requesting that. And so when this all came about, my goal as mayor is to make sure that as these resources come into our community, that they're applied to the real problem. And the real problem has been violent crime in our community. And I think we can say that we've seen some success with the initiatives because of how we have helped to drive their focus towards what the issue is. We've seen motor vehicle theft down by like 70%, overall crime down by like 50%. And we were already trending down. We were seeing 30% reductions in crime prior to the task force coming here, but we've seen the slope become more steep in terms of how quickly it's been reducing. In November, I was just looking at the numbers earlier today. We looked at November, and it was the lowest. October was the lowest month of crime since 2001, and then November was lower than October, so it's now the lowest month of crime in Memphis since 2001. And as we talk about thousands less incidents taking place, that means there's 1,000 less victims. And that's really been my focus, is focus on the victims, make sure that we reduce the number of victims of crime in our community. And I believe that allows businesses to flourish in our community.
Do you know when the task force will leave, or will there be a moment of them leaving, or will it be a phasing down, or are you in the dark?
I don't know. They haven't given us a date certain. We kind of go by what we've seen happen in D.C. And in D.C., what we saw was the surge of the task force went away, meaning they didn't have hundreds of officers there and thousands of National Guards members, but they still have a presence of those agencies working with their department. And that's what we expect to happen, is that at some point the surge will end and there won't be hundreds of federal officers here. However, there will still be those partnerships with the FBI, DEA, and other agencies so that we can continue to focus on crime.
When it winds down or stop, are the reductions in crime, are they sustainable, or is it kind of a sugar high? I mean, are these levels, can we stay at year 2000 levels of crime?
We're sure going to work to sustain it. In fact, we have been working internally to pull together a plan that we're framing as Rise 901. And with Rise 901, it's all about sustaining the gain. And how do we invest in the things that ensure that we're going to be able to keep crime suppressed and down? And in order to do that, we know we have to continue to invest in our police force, elevate the types of incentives that we have available for them, We also know that we're going to have to invest in workforce training, because we know that if we're going to ask people to put guns down, we have to put something in their hands. They need a tool or a trade and something that allows them to make money. A job is the greatest way to prevent someone from committing a crime. And so we're going to put a lot of emphasis on workforce training, on housing. If we're training people in skilled trades, then we got to make sure that there's a pipeline of construction jobs. So we want to invest in housing, which is something that we know we need in our community. And so you're going to see us doing and talking more about that initiative over the coming days and weeks.
One more on the task force, and really on the task force, not on crime, which is the ICE and the impact on the Hispanic community. There are big populations of banks and the trades and all kinds of hardworking people. I'm sure there's some criminals in there somewhere. But there are a whole lot of hardworking people that hit a lot of the people in this room and the work that they do. Is that also just something you watch and read about, and your take on how ICE is what it has done, good or bad, here in Memphis?
Yeah, it's something that literally every day we have conversation. We have an internal call with the police department every morning where we look at how things went the day before. We're looking at those administrative arrests, is what they're called, and when we see fluctuations, I'm calling the feds, asking like what initiative was underway that caused for those numbers to spike, because we know that the Hispanic population in our community is really important. A lot of hardworking individuals and families, and they have been the fastest growing population in our city for the last 5 to 10 years, making up almost 9% of our population right now. And I know that there's a lot of fear, and that's why our goal has been to drive the task force towards working on violent crime, because immigration is not a problem in our community. The problem for our community has been violent crime. And so the more we keep the focus on that, the more we can limit that focus on immigration, which is what we've seen in other cities across the country.
Your priorities, general question, your priorities for economic development. For the folks in here, you were head of DMC. You've lived the world of incentives back when you were head of housing for the city, which involved a lot of federal funding and all that. What works incentive-wise and what doesn't in your now many years over various parts of the sort of incentive machine in Memphis?
I think incentives work, but I think we have had a challenge when it comes to the math on how some of the deals pencil out in Memphis, particularly in some of the parts where you're looking at, whether you're looking at North Memphis, South Memphis, and so things that are outside of the Poplar corridor, where the economics are a little bit stronger for real estate in those areas. But the whole premise of an incentive is to make a deal pencil out, and so we try to put incentives in place where we can reduce the tax burden on those projects, and in return, they're either activating a vacant building or structure, or they're providing a significant number of jobs for our community. And I think that structure works, but the way the costs for development and construction have gone over the last 5 years, really since COVID, and they have exceeded. So even though, we were starting to see some growth in our market, those costs spiked, and it meant that the deal still had a little bit of a gap. And so we're still working hard to make sure that we have the right incentives to get some of those big projects over the hump.
What have you learned, speaking of big project, and a project that really, I don't know that it involved any incentives, which is XAI. Mm-hmm. And there was, this audience, by and large, probably, in commercial real estate, probably generally in favor of that. Other parts of the community very much opposed. What did you learn from that experience of being, in some ways, oddly, for a person who didn't work for XAI, the front person for XAI, in making the case before they kind of came forward, and there was more presence here and more who the people were behind it. Well, we knew who was behind it, who the people in Memphis were. Right. What did you learn from all that?
That communication is important, and people need to understand. We start talking about artificial intelligence. It's foreign to most of us. It's not something that we have known all our lives, and we see the world is shifting to this space where artificial intelligence is the new thing. And then you have all of the political stuff that's behind the sponsor of the project. I think that earlier, more frequent communication could have helped inform the public on what it actually meant and what was actually happening. And that was what I was attempting to do as mayor. I'm the mayor of the whole city. And so I respond to all of the constituents. Whether I'm telling them something they're excited about or not excited about, it's my responsibility to explain it. And I think there's still a lot of explaining that we can do as a community to inform us on what we're really trying to build. Because I believe that when we talk about XAI and now Google, artificial intelligence things that they're doing over in West Memphis, the opportunity that we have as a community is now we can become the epicenter of the infrastructure that builds artificial intelligence all across the world. Not just the XAI facility, but we have companies like Song, which builds these large transformers that help to develop power lines and things, because power, all of that infrastructure that's needed to drive artificial intelligence, whether that intelligence is right here in Memphis or through XAI or Google, is happening all over the world. We can build that infrastructure right here. We have companies like Aon that just expanded their presence here. They build the HVAC systems that cool those data centers. And so data centers are here to stay. And if we want to figure out how to make sure we are the leader in the 21st century of how to build that infrastructure, I think that's a great stake for us to claim, especially given how well we know we do logistics in this part of the world.
You've gotten into the hotel business, or in the middle of getting into the hotel
Right.
business. Do you, rather than going through the details of this deal, and I'm going to assume that many, if not most people have followed the reporting in the Daily Memphian about this deal, do you worry that taking over that hotel, let's assume for a second it's a great idea or a necessary, does it create a moral hazard? Word we used to always hear back in the financial crisis. When you take over a failing building or a failing hotel downtown, does that give an out to other owners, other developers?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we have a hotel that is attached to a $200 million investment that we just made that drives convention throughout our city and region. That building is what we're relying on to help recruit more events, more activities to support this whole region. And the hotel that's attached to it is preventing groups from choosing to do it here. I mean, we've heard from countless groups that have hosted events here that they loved their time in Memphis, they had a great time, but just for this hotel. And we know that it was getting ready to go up for sale on the auction block, which means that it could go to anybody. So somebody could buy it with the lowest cost and put the minimal amount of effort in, and it continues to drag down our market. So our investment was really to protect the investments that we've already made, and to work to identify a better solution for that structure.
But you don't see getting in that business. I mean, it's a silly question, but I just want to make sure I
No,
ask
we're
you.
going to work with experts. Like, we're not going to have people that work for the city of Memphis that are going to become hotel people. We're going to work with the private sector and find the partners to ensure that it's run in the right way. It's not foreign. There are many cities that have done the same thing. In fact, when Nashville started a lot of the work that they were doing, when they first built that new convention center, the two primary hotels were supported by the city. They underwrote a portion of the bonds for it because it was that important for their vision of what they wanted to become. And I think it's important for us to have a vision of where we want to go as a city, and we want to make sure that we're a destination, and this is a part of that.
The fairgrounds. I mean, fairgrounds started, that whole notion of that project started when you were still, I think, at DMC.
Yep.
Some things have happened, a lot has not happened. What does it take to get that?
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, the hotel market has been tough overall. I mean, you all are experts. I know that many in this room know more about that than I. And so it's been a little challenging to get the hotel off the ground in that location. We're still having discussions. There's still, like I talked about earlier, there's still a little bit of a gap in terms of the economics. And so we're trying to think of creative tools that other cities have used to be able to help close those gaps, where there's low interest financing that could become a part of the deal, where the entity that provides the financing gets paid back, but it allows that gap to go away so we can go ahead and move.
We go, one thing I hear from people about when they kind of lose faith in government, it's sometimes the very, very simple things. Take crime out. It's the very simple thing. So in Memphis, people are very fixated, understandably, the huge number of drive-out tags in the city. You're not your responsibility, a totally different person, but it sort of symbolizes like, wait, are we really functioning as a city when we can't even get drive-out tags on there? Some would say, too, though, that extends to roads and potholes and the basic services that we've had,
Yep.
MATA, bus service and so on. So talk about roads. I mean, it's wonky, but I remember Jim Strickland, your predecessor saying to me, if I'm not talking about potholes, if people aren't asking me about potholes, they've never been to a community meeting, because that's all people ask me about, that and crime.
Yeah.
Talk about roads and then talk about MATA.
I think when it comes to roads, we're putting in the work when it comes to potholes. Last year, I know we did 84,000 potholes, more than we've ever done, and this year we're on track to do more. And so we constantly do that, but I think that it's important that we all understand that all of the problems that we're talking about are solved by money. Money. Get more money, you raise more revenue in your city, you're gonna be able to solve these problems quicker and faster. And so my goal has been to figure out, how do we grow our economy? How do we get more businesses located here? How do we get more homeowners in our city? How do we continue to get that type of investment? Because when we have the natural growth in our economy, that means our budgets are going to grow, and we're going to be able to keep up with the pace of all of the things that need to be done as a city. And for many years, we hadn't had that. And so that's what we've been working to tackle. With organizations like MATA, we have been working really hard to make sure that it's stabilized. Right now, we've seen some level of stabilization. They're able to get the buses out in a timely manner on a daily basis. You see that we rolled out the 90-day pilot where we're doing fare free. This is something that the city council brought forward, but it's one of the first questions I was asking MATA when we started going through this process last year was, how much revenue do we get from people buying tickets to get on the board, because I see too many empty buses? One of the comments I'm sure others have heard. And we talked about how we may be able to remove that barrier, get more people on the buses, and make the system much more efficient, because it was a minimal amount of revenue that was actually coming in from that. And so that's what all of our effort is about, is just getting better.
Two more questions. What can you possibly say in any update on the Grizzlies lease, FedEx Forum? I say that completely biased, season ticket holder, so I have no, all my biases on the table. Where does that stand?
Go Grizz. I mean, we're working hard. We're having discussions on a very, very regular basis. I don't want to put a timeline on it, but I will say we're all working in good faith, and I believe we'll get it done.
Last one. 2 years ago at this event, you've actually spoken at the event in past roles, but you came right after you'd been elected.
Yeah,
you're nice enough to do this. You're doing it again. 2 years later, any regrets? Any things you wish you'd done differently?
Nah, no regrets. I mean, this has been, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm born and raised in Memphis. I've lived here most of my life, except for when I went to college. And, to have the opportunity to be in this seat, it's been a privilege and an honor. And, I feel like we're turning a big ship and we're moving in the right direction as a city. And you all know, just like I know, the narrative for the past couple of years has been dominated around crime. And now we can say that we've done the things to move it in the right direction. Now it's time for us to double down on Memphis and an investment, and really cast a different narrative for where we're going to go as a city. And I think that's the charge for the next 2 years.
You're getting really good at this. I mean, you really, I saw you early on. So, Mayor Paul Young, thanks for being here. Again, thank you all for being here, and thanks for doing a little bit out of order. Hear from our sponsor. I get my. Get started, let me just again remind everyone, to anybody who came in late, we'll hear from sponsors, and then we'll have 3 panelists up here. I'll have questions. I'm sure you all have questions. We'll talk until we get bored or tired of each other, and then we'll go out here, and there'll be drinks and food, and you can keep talking and asking each other questions. This is one of just a quick couple of minutes about Daily Memphian. This is one of 4 business seminars we did this last year. Our next one coming up in February is our Women in Business seminar. And then we'll have a couple more real estate oriented small business ones next fall, and maybe some other ones. Also, be watching if you're here. I'm hoping you're a subscriber to Daily Memphian. We just celebrated our 7th anniversary. I'm actually 35. It's been a long 7 years. It's been 7 years from launch in September. Thank all of you for your support. There are many advertisers, and subscribers, and donors in the mix here. I should always say we are a nonprofit, even though we try to run it like a business. It's a nonprofit because local news is just a really, I'll use the word horrible business. All around the country, local newspapers have, I think it's almost 3,000 newspapers have gone out of business in the last 10, 20 years. Some 40,000 local journalists have completely lost their jobs. Not that they switched jobs, they completely got out of the industry. And it's a huge testament to Memphis that you all have supported us, that Memphis is not what many communities have, which is a news desert. We have lots of robust local news. We think we're, doing the best, but it's an intense competition, and it says a lot about you and about the whole city that the city is invested in local news and wanting to know what's going on and wanting to hear from folks like the mayor and others. So thank you for that. Let me switch now to the sponsor, and the first up will be Andy Cates, the other Andy Cates. One of the Andy Cates is here, but this is the Andy Cates from Colliers International. Colliers has helped us every year on this back before the Daily Memphian launch, so thank you to Andy for being
Yeah, this is great. We're excited to sponsor this event year after year. We're really excited to be around for a long time. Our company started in 1946 with Bob Snowden and Russell Wilkinson, and we were turning 80 next year. Some people will say, well, my kids always ask me, hey, Dad, what do you do for a living? They've been asking me. And I always say, we solve problems. You got a problem needing to lease a building, that's a problem. You got to sell the building, that's a problem. You have a 1031 exchange, that can also be a problem with timing. Our guys are here in the office, guys and gals, and we're really proud to support the Daily Memphian every day, especially for this. Thanks a lot.
Next up is another longtime sponsor, Evans & Petrie and Karen Nichols.
I always like to say I'm the only lawyer who sends people checks. And so I also will be the only lawyer who speaks quickly. I just wanted to say Evans Petrie has been sponsoring this, I think, since the beginning. We are super proud to partner with the Daily Memphian, who provides such an essential service to this city. We are also proud, though, and really appreciate partnering with all of you, whether it be in construction matters or in recent ADA lawsuits that people have been facing, or in my favorite, property tax. So thank you guys for your continued support. We're always here for you, and we look forward to working together in the future.
Next up is Pete Sanders, Memphis University School, MUS. My son is a proud alum, so I have to fully disclose that as well.
All right, thank you, Eric. It's great to be here and look out and see a number of MUS people, graduates. We're MUS, and we're 3 miles east of here on Park Avenue. And in keeping with the theme of real estate, we have 94 acres of woods, fields, and buildings. And we're also in a construction project right now. And in about a year's time or so, we will bring online 105,000 square feet that's going to incorporate a science building, arts teaching building, and what'll be our new High Chapel, which will also serve as our major venue on campus, 900 seats. We're excited about it. It's the result of a campus plan that was informed by a strategic plan, and it's coming about because of a capital campaign. So we're quite an active and focused place right now. We're also a school that takes to heart the name Memphis. Our city name is incorporated. We're MUS, Memphis University School. 42 zip codes are represented in the student body, including students across the bridge in Arkansas and just south of the border in Mississippi. So if you're driving on Park Avenue, take a look over, and you'll see a lot of activity there. We have a 130-year history in the city, and feel very proud to be here today, sponsored with the Daily Memphian. It's a great story of the Daily Memphian, its founding and continued good work. It's a great story in itself. Thank you.
Last but not least, another sponsor from the early days, Paragon Bank, who has a video message.
Memphis, the Bluff City, full of grit and grind, home of the blues, and the birthplace of Paragon Bank. In 2005, a group of friends started Paragon Bank because we wanted to work for a locally owned, employee-focused bank that provided an extremely high level of customer service. Out-of-state banks typically don't know customers and only make decisions based on set criteria. We understand Memphis, we understand Memphis businesses, and we know our customers. We hire experienced bankers who provide a very high-level service to our customers. They create loyal relationships that then turns around and provides a great return to our shareholders. Everything we do at Paragon revolves around service. That's service to our employees, service to our customers, and service to our community. We like for our employees to get involved in organizations where they have passion. We provide 40 hours of paid time for all of our employees to work in the community. And then the hope then is that they get very involved with that organization and make impacts on all of our community. Paragon's success is directly tied to the success of Memphis. That success can be measured by thriving small businesses, the dream of home ownership, and when everyday people can reach their financial goals. I'm Robert Shaw, and this is Paragon's story.
We've got the bios and all that are in the program here. First, I'm going to start with Tim. I'm just go left, right, and we'll talk about sectors, talk about all kinds of things. But just generally, like, it's not a political thing. I mean, I'm not asking for a political answer. Your thoughts on what the mayor had to say in terms of business economics. I mean, the state of Memphis.
Oh, let me tell you, he absolutely nailed it and is on the right track. And it really goes to, I think, how he's handled the Memphis task force and the feeling that the business community already has. I can tell you, we're in front of Fortune 500 companies every day, and the feeling is already. And so with that, when we're growing jobs, when we're growing beyond distribution, we're in light manufacturing, medical supply. We're going to then grow the tax base. We're going to grow housing, and that's obviously going to grow the revenue. And then we're not going to be worried about, are we raising the firefighter? What are we doing? We're going to have money for everything. And I really think that's going to, the sky's the limit with Memphis at that point. He's right on track.
Deb, thoughts on what you want to see from the city or see from local state government in terms of
Well, Memphis has so many good things, but for a long time it's been overshadowed by a crime problem. Now that we see what both MPD was doing and the mayor was doing before the Safe Task Force got here, and then has actually enhanced and continued on what's been happening in the significant reduction in crime, it kind of lifts that veil, and it allows people to see what is so good about the city, and that's only going to help to grow our tax base, like Tim said, to focus on bringing in more people, more revenue, more income to the city, which then will in turn help us continue to grow and really reach our potential. It's been felt, it's definitely noticed. I think it will continue to be more and more realized beyond our borders as the word gets out. And I think that's going to in turn help to recruit and retain companies in the city, which is just a snowball effect of good things.
other thoughts?
Yeah, when we talk to national retailers, a lot of times the crime question does come up. and it's one that we have to address in a lot of our presentations on how is Memphis, is it a good place for me to locate my my stores? And the way we usually tackle it is, we don't try to hide away from or shy away from talking about the crime, is that there's a lot of good things happening. We have to redirect our conversations to all the good things that are happening and the initiatives that are being taken. And I think Paul did a great job explaining that.
Generally, again, I'll go him first. Just talk about this sector, industrial, what's going on, what you see coming. Give us a couple minutes, 60, 100, 120 seconds on that, and we'll talk through more specific.
Yeah, so in short, let's set the stage. We were still kind of in a COVID hangover coming into 25. Everybody had ramped up use of space, leased a bunch of space, and honestly, space was starting to come back. The supply chains had kind of evened out, so they did not necessarily need as much space. And so we had some speed bumps early in the year. Honestly, kind of hit a brick wall April, May with different world issues. And then August on, we have really hit a tremendous upswing. We've seen more than just distribution. We're seeing all the mayor, honestly, knows industrial pretty well. He talked about all the ancillary businesses that are coming here for XAI. We're seeing bottling plants come here. So year to date, let's say we've probably done 7.5 million feet of new A deals. I think we can maybe do 2.5 million more this year that will hit. That'll be 10 million in new deals, just to give you a little idea. That's double the last prior 2 years. So overall, I feel like we're on an upswing.
Well, the office market may need a little more Tylenol and electrolytes. It's not, and it's not really specific to Memphis in general. It's really an overall office recovery from how COVID impacted all markets across the country. In fact, Cushman and Wakefield, parent company, they report that the average vacancy rate across the country is at a little over 20%. Memphis is actually trending better at a little over 18% overall vacancy. Things, as we move further and further away from the pandemic, we're moving further and further away from work from home, which is going to help office markets. There are some functions that may never come back to the office, but now you're seeing some movements of repurposing office buildings into general office buildings into medical, or office buildings even in residential market.
John.
Yeah, I think overall the retail's been actually pretty good since COVID. It's kind of and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense sometimes when you think about it, but COVID was kind of a turning point for real estate. Prior to COVID, everybody talked about the brick and mortar was dead and people were going to shop online, and then COVID hit and everybody, continued to talk about how COVID was going to be the end of brick and mortar retail. And ever since we came out of the COVID pandemic, it's just been record-setting years for our company in Memphis, and not just here, but just around the country. So retail's actually been pretty strong, and I've had a few, if I can, I had a few. Our company has continued to increase the last 4 years, and this year looks like we're going to end up kind of where we were last year. Maybe a little bit plus or minus. But one of the ways I measure just the activity, the health of a market, is the new retail that comes into a market. And we do a lot of outbound marketing, trying to recruit new retailers to our market. And I'll just mention a few of them that were super exciting for me. And we weren't a part of all of these. But when Carhartt, Daiso, Dutch Bros, Raising Cane's, First Watch, Primark, Aloe, because we all need more yoga clothing, In and Out, allegedly, Fun City, Lululand, Tour Le Jour, like those are some really good stories that we can go out and tell other new retailers, hey, these people are putting money into our market. You guys should as well. And it's not just the new retail that has opened up. We've seen a lot of retailers expand in our market this last year, and I had a few of those if I could.
Yeah.
Do we have time for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. So, and again, we weren't involved in all these. These are just exciting. This is exciting news for our market. We had Chipotle, Barnes & Noble, Rotolo's. Andy and Mike are going to open up their Josephine Estelle at the Standard, which I'm super excited about. Seven Brew, Little Caesars, Wingstop, Firehouse Subs, Dollar Tree, Burlington, Five Below, Crunch Fitness, Chick-fil-A, AutoZone, Pizza Hut, Dunkin' Donuts, Chase Bank, Valvoline, Jack's, Buc-ee's, Target, Academy, Baskin Robbins, Pliables, Hibbett, Aldi, TJ Maxx. It just we've had a really good couple of years here, and that's a lot of retail deals that have been done in our market. So far, I mean, we're doing all right.
I just want to say that I'm so glad that Andrew and Michael, one more way for me to support their kids. It's really,
That's right.
Yeah.
they should be at MUS. If they've got, I don't know if they have boys or not, because I don't even want to know how much. But you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say part of the office recovery in Memphis is actually there. It's uneven in general. The East submarket, really, especially Class A, is doing very well. Downtown, 385, those are the biggest office submarkets in our market. They are struggling. Activity downtown is probably interest. Probably it is the lowest of the three. There's more interest in 385, although it has the high. So overall, there are some green shoots to unfortunately use a corporate lingo, but there are some really positives that are happening, and it's really a flight to quality, kind of what falls up.
I meant to ask the mayor this, and I just didn't get to it. So much to talk about, but from an office retail point of view, not really, I guess, from industrial, but what will it take for downtown to? And I say that as somebody who travels a ton. Like if you've been I say this way too often. If you've been in downtown Portland, I would take downtown Memphis. And there's some great things in downtown Portland. I'm not saying there isn't, but it's just cities around this country. I was in Phoenix. It was the weirdest ghost town. It's the strangest downtown I've been in. It felt a little like COVID. This was like months ago. So I'm not just picking on Memphis at all when I say that. I mean, not all downtown. Any downtowns really hard. And from your, maybe I'll do office and retail. Like, what does it take? Crime? Is it investment? Is it the roads, which are a mess down there? I mean, what? And I'm down there all the time. So I'm a big.
So my first job out of college was in One Commerce Square, and I watched Peabody Tower be constructed, and I went to the groundbreaking for the baseball field, AutoZone Park, and downtown really was on this upswing and just had this vibe and energy about it, and it was great to see it, and it had a long run, and you look at some of the cornerstones of downtown now that didn't exist then, and it's a head scratcher to me why downtown has not been sustaining that trend. And I think a lot of it, this is coming from clients, is part of it's the crime or the crime issue. The other part is just what happened with all office utilization of COVID with work from home. People wanted to be downtown because they wanted to go to lunch. They'd bump into people on the mall, and they'd bump into people at lunch. Next thing you know, they're doing a project together. There's that doing commerce by just presence and in community. And when people started working from home, or people were afraid to hit the streets and go to lunch, crime or the perception of crime, that kind of stopped. And that's what I think created that sense of community vibe. I think that may be coming back, I hope, but that's.
Same for you, John. I mean, is it just kind of the other part? Of that?
So retail is going to follow residential and office. Retail is not going to lead that charge. So I think as office rebounds, as multifamily continues to develop downtown and people move downtown, I think then you'll see the retail kind of follow it. But most retailers aren't going to be the pioneers, to turn around downtown.
back to you, Tim, and then we'll open up to questions. Tim, had roughly double the amount of. In some ways, that would surprise me in the sense that people are very nervous. It seems like about tariffs, nervous about interest rates, nervous about where we're going in the economy. They just sort of accepted the uncertainty that back in April, but
Yes.
spring there was more unknown, and now this is the playing.
That's right. And like I said, in May, it hit a brick wall pretty much. And you've now seen decisions are actually getting a little quicker. And there's a new normal, and companies kind of feel like they know the roadway in front of them. And so, I think overall you're going to see, it's not going to be on a rocket ship, but you're going to see continued growth. And also, everybody in this room should understand one thing. The world is invested in Memphis. All these institutional funds are invested here. They want their money here. And the world looks at Tennessee as a whole as a pro-business state. Everybody wants to be invested in Tennessee. So as Memphis harnesses that and everything we've talked about, you are going to see continued growth. It's going to be prudent, I think, but I think it is going to grow, and we're kind of at the tip of the iceberg.
Question. I've got lots of questions. For y'all, I mean, tariffs, interest rates, uncertainty in the job market, does that affect offices, signing leases, so on, or they, again,
I'd say the biggest hurdle that tenants are having to overcome is construction. What build out, 10, 15 years ago, nice Class A build out done for $65 a foot, taking over $100 a foot. And maybe because of financing, maybe because landlords are just saying, look, we can't, you got to have a skin in the game. It's tough. The days of the turnkey work letter on a Class A deal are hard to come by. And construction costs, and I know there's developers, contractors know about. They never seem to go down. Just kind of plateau, and then they go up again, and then they plateau, and then they go up again. So that's the biggest thing that I think, especially those clients of mine that are coming back to the market after the end of their 10-year run. They really kind of get back on their heels. Wait, it's going to cost what?
how are you seeing, again, whether you want to do tariffs, economic?
Yeah, well, it all plays a factor into consumer spending. So if there are more costs for the consumer and fewer dollars to go out and spend on Josephine and Estelle's, new Andy and Mike's concept or whatever, there are fewer dollars out spent for the retailers to capture. So yeah, it does have an effect. So far for the retailer sales, we have heard it's pretty steady for the most part, maybe a little pullback, but overall consumer spending remains strong. Like people continue to eat out, continue to buy, and these retailers would not be expanding if that was not the case. So the Memphis consumer seems to be stable.
Talked about data center. Your take on how much more specifics, how much more could Memphis take? Both, there's the land question.
Yeah, so I think nationally we're probably in the first inning of data center, and Memphis happens to be on the front end of that. You're right, power drives everything. I think you're going to see, obviously TVA here, that's going to help drive the initial power, but these things are taking such a large amount of power that you're going to see, more of these groups generating their own power. And I can tell you, whatever's here today, they're not done. More's coming, and just buckle up.
Question. Right here, Karen.
We need to bring more businesses here, because to me, that's really what we need to do.
Don't hear that question. Acoustic or weird. What can we do to bring more businesses?
Well, I don't think industrial has that problem. They've got a ton, and it sounds like retail's doing pretty good on that front too.
Okay, well, come on, pick it up.
So I'll take that question. Part is what is happening right now. I mentioned earlier that cloud of crime that we're kind of known for starting to recede, and the more we get that out, I know the chamber and the DMC are working hard to bring in companies. You know, I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the data centers and what other businesses may come to follow those data centers. We've already experienced. The mayor mentioned Aon, the group that they bought the old American Snuff building, 800,000-foot building, build HVAC units for those data centers. Hopefully there's some office utilization that follows that, or companies that want to locate in those areas. We hadn't really seen that as much. But to me, crime and or the perception of allows us to be seen for what we have, which is a lot of good things. And I think that will ultimately bring business.
I'm going to say one more thing. Can I add to that? So obviously crime's the easy, low-hanging fruit. We're taking care of that. I think education is paramount. Whenever you have a large company coming here, they're going to look at how are people going to be housed and where are the kids going to go to school. So I think anything, our city school system obviously needs to be cleaned up. We've got good municipal schools, and so the education
Really
system,
good private school.
and really good private schools, yes. And so that system is just paramount to bringing. I mean, people want to come here. I want everybody to know that. Like when we have groups come in, they want to come here. There are some speed bumps, but if we smooth those speed bumps out or we knock them out, I'm telling you, we are on the front end of big growth.
Is mine.
Oh, the
Workforce expansion.
Mayor mentioned.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's obviously a lot of these jobs that we want to bring that pay a higher level. I mean, there are some skills that need to be learned there. The days of just driving a forklift are kind of over. I mean, there's a lot of technology that goes into these spaces. And users, at least in the industrial side, and this will help just drive better mass jobs, but efficiencies and technology are really what are driving decisions. Newer 40 clear buildings are kind of where they want to go. They can be more efficient, automation, but it takes more skills to run them. You're right.
Victoria.
Are they asking you, like, I want to see the technical school at the table, the community college at the table, like, how much are they asking you? Who's my training pipeline? How collaborative are they going to be? Is that part of the conversation?
Yeah, 100%. All the above. I mean, we recently had, I'm going to call them a makeup manufacturer in town. I mean, 20 people, consultants, and I will say Ted and Gwen and that team does a great job, and they have everybody at the table. And, from TVA to workforce. I mean, I've been doing this 23 years, and when you sit in a meeting with them now, everybody should know also it's the most robust, fine-tuned team I've seen in 23 years. So all those, I think, items are in place, and we're doing a good job of getting that out to them.
Yeah, right here.
I want to key in on what Jen mentioned just a minute ago. When these companies come in, they're looking at not only schools, where people will be living, and of course, where they're living is going to be driving where commercial development occurs. So what do you see as the last seminar we had a good discussion about crosstown development and trigger. What do you see as the three next magnets that are going to pull people into areas of living that will benefit other development or either industry or commercial?
I'm going to repeat questions.
What are and I'm going to do it poorly because that was a very thoughtful question. What are the next three magnets and areas that will be drawing people into when they live and when these businesses relocate? Where are they going to go? Where are they going to live? The corollary to where are they going to go? Thoughts, neighbor? From a retail point.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, okay, I'll reframe it. That's fine. Where do you see retail? Let's just start there.
From a geographic
Yeah,
perspective?
geographic.
Yeah, so, and it's a good question. And I think I echo what Jeb said, that there are different areas that are more popular than others in retail. So we're a stagnant market, and that's not a negative term. It just means that we don't have new trade areas popping up everywhere, like maybe in Florida or some of the higher growth states. But so a lot of that means that the retailers are all focused on the same real estate for the most part. So you got Germantown Parkway, Poplar Avenue, Stage Road, Goodman Road are the main corridors. So in order to create a new trade area, it really does follow the residential. So Arlington's seen some growth. We're excited about that. We're excited about the different projects that are going out there with Billy and Keith doing their mixed use projects. But retail has to follow residential, though. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me also kind of a variation on that of what type. I mean, obviously big box, obviously big malls nationally. Yep. I mean, fixated, fascinated on abandoned malls all around.
Yep.
What type of development? It's not the mall, obviously. Is it the big box, or really small, more walkable? And what's the trend?
Well, a lot of it is repurposing of existing properties. So, and the drive-throughs, if you're a food user with a drive-through, those have been in high demand. Recreating out parcels for out parcel users. The malls, we have seen a lot of retailers pulling out of malls into the power centers across the street. So that's increased demand for power centers because the malls are seeing some attrition. But overall, food and beverages been probably our most active category. But like I mentioned before, there's still a lot of soft goods that are out there. As far as new developments go, the mixed use is still a popular. People are still proposing mixed use, and I love that product type. It's great. It's not for every retailer, but it's certainly a nice product, and it's good for the community.
I mean, obviously, Jeb, for office. You talked about Class A, you talked about the submarkets that are working, but is there a type beyond, Class A big building that is working, is it renovated old, like what Varsity did? Is it, or parts of Crosstown where what Monogram Foods just took all the space in Crosstown for office, wanted to be in the Crosstown thing. Do you see more of that in pockets?
So I'd say Varsity, Crosstown, what they've done is they've established a sense of community within those developments. I mean, Crosstown is a community within it's a whole breathing village within itself. And I think, and if you go to the submarkets that are experiencing the most positive outcomes with trends on office, they've got amenities. They're convenient, and they're feeling like they're secure. And so there is other product out there in other areas that may not be experiencing as much as many positives as what say the East submarket is. And those that aren't, then they need to figure out, if you don't have the amenities, how do you bring them to the building? How do you create that sense of community within the building? We got to look at who's in the workforce, who is entering the workforce. There's a lot of, the baby boomers are passing the baton to Gen X and in some cases millennials. Gen Z's entering the workforce. So what are those cohorts? What do they look for in a place to go to work? And I think if the landlords that dial into that and can create space and community that serves what those needs are will end up being more successful.
Any thoughts? It's a different question for you, but how much development industrial is? I mean, for a long time, it was all Mississippi. It felt like, or all Fayette County. I mean, is that still, when you're talking about this 10 million square feet? I assume a big chunk of that is outside Shelby.
That's right. It's probably 50% was, so that was not new development. That was just new deals in the market that took occupancy in the market. Yeah, most of the development, I mean, there are, still some developable sites within the city limits. There's going to be DeSoto County still has some sites, not a ton, honestly. They're kind of not necessarily pushing as much entitled land. It'll be Marshall County. It'll be Fayette County. There are some North Memphis sites I think are probably a little bit pioneering, but we had not seen a building started since 22. We are finally working through a lot of the sublease and kind of give back buildings, and I think in 26 there are some tight pockets in some areas that you could see something started, late 26.
Other questions? Over here.
And I think the crime perception is really wrong about down there. But what I wonder about is the new developments in the Sterritt Building and 100 North Main. I know they're kind of a long way off, but do you see any excitement generated about that? Have you had people inquire about how that may be coming along, or seeing that as building up downtown?
Questions about Sterritt and 100 North Main and redevelopment downtown? I second. I think.
I have not. I think they're too far off, frankly. I think there's interest, and if people are in the know, we'll ask about those. I don't know if the developers are in the room. They might be able to speak more intelligently. Is Stuart Harris here by chance? They might be able to speak better to that. I represent occupiers, or I'm on the tenant side, so I'm largely working with companies that have an immediate. They've got a lease that's expiring, and those are so far off that it really doesn't even hit the radar. Maybe from an economic development standpoint, you can't sell into a full cupboard, and we have a few empty cupboards that are ripe for corporate headquarters that can be sold into. Tim mentioned earlier the team that gets in a room together and works it out from the chamber and all the other stakeholders in town, and I've been a part of those meetings, and it is a robust team, and they're there to answer questions and solve problems.
Right back there. Yeah.
To relocate to Memphis. So I'm an affordable housing developer. You said one of the things they asked for is to ask about the affordable housing. So how closely do they want to coordinate? Do they want to, when they ask about it, they just generally want to know what's available, or they want to be able to direct employees to specific buildings? Like how focused are they on that issue?
Yeah, that's a good question. They're not going as far to, so these are consultants that are, representing very large companies. They're not going as far to say, hey, go to this exact apartment complex or address, but they do, they know what they're going to pay. So they have their median pay for, their 500 employees. And then they do want to see zip codes or areas of, in general, here's what a house costs, or here's what rent is. And then, here's the school system and the schools that are available to those employees.
Is Memphis still known as a less expensive market? It's obviously less expensive than New York. But just within the tier of markets we tend to compete with, is it still cheap?
Yeah, I think we're still a value. And that's why, I can tell you this, industrial at least, we've more than held our own in the country, honestly. And that's because we are an economical option with the best logistics metrics, I would argue, in the country. And we've historically, even in kind of tough, turbulent times like we're in now, we've historically done okay because of that. We're a market of consolidation. So somebody might shut down a 300 here and a 400 here and come to Memphis and do a 700 because they meet all the logistics metrics, got the labor, and obviously we're not the most expensive market in the world. We want that to grow. We're going to have that grow some to develop buildings, but yes.
Question. Yeah.
Lee with Rumble Boxing in Midtown, shameless plug. And I was just wondering how you feel about Midtown, kind of the trends now and what you see for the future. I kind of feel like, I know the edges kind of pop in, and there's pockets of it that are popping, but it's kind of not all coming together. As much as I'd like to see, I feel like I'm on an island sometimes, so I'd like to see more retail coming in, and just kind of wonder what you're thinking about Midtown.
Yeah, so the question was about Midtown and just the retail activity in Midtown. And if you drive past Union Avenue, it's it's really tight. There are some older buildings that have been a little bit challenging, but not because of the real estate. It's just because the buildings are challenging and there's not enough parking. I think Midtown actually is a really good opportunity for somebody if they can put enough land together to do a power center or a nice mixed use center that would generate a lot of activity. I know a lot of the nationals that look in Midtown, it's hard to put enough space together. It's hard enough to put, there are so many small parcels that somebody could come in and put together a large tract. I'm feel confident that there would be a good development there.
Advanced technology and with all the growth and people coming in from other areas, I'm concerned for our local youth. Do you know if there are plans or opportunity for the vocational schools for them to teach the advanced technology to our youth so they'll have opportunity? Not all of them have the opportunity to go to Southwest, or I know there are grants for free education, but the skill sets that they could learn while they're in high school might give them opportunity or broaden their horizons. Or, some of them wear blinders. They only know what they know when they're home front. And if they're given access to AI or et cetera while they're in school, it might let them see that there's greater opportunity when they get out. If they're growing up in a poor neighborhood or they may not see what's going on out in the greater world, this may help them. Are there plans for this?
Yeah. I can tell you, and Eric helped me here, but I know FedEx, I know AutoZone, IP, a lot of the big, through the chamber and through Ted and his team, they are going into schools and they are investing in that type education. And I think everybody recognizes that this kind of goes back to my education comment. I mean, I think we have to invest into the schools. Quite honestly, though, you got to grow the tax base first, and you got to have, wide open coffers to invest back into that. But you might have some specific examples, but I know it is on the chamber and the mayor's work list, and they're doing some items like that.
Yeah, and I think you want to see Memphis County Schools do more. And
right.
I interviewed the interim superintendent a couple of weeks ago on headlines over on WKNO. He talked about that a little bit. I mean, what they really need is stability. He's, I think, in the 15-year history behind the headlines, he's the 8th superintendent I've interviewed. I mean, that's not good on any level. I will say he was really boring, which we thought was a good thing. Actually, he seemed just really, kind of just straightforward, and this is what you do. You talked about, I mean, they put in, it's free voc tech community college, basically. I mean, it's there for people. I know a lot, when I used to be more involved with the chamber before Daily Memphian, all the businesses were desperate to set up programs in trades. There are jobs. The unions do a ton of work trying to get people in. So those opportunities are there. It probably needs to be communicated better. But those opportunities, they're dying for, even in a time like, they're dying for people to come into these really well-paid jobs.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeb, do you want to?
Yeah, and what now? It's not at the school level. I guess it's post school. But when companies come in and sit down in those meetings, like we talked about earlier, Tim referenced, and I referenced, the different training institutions, both community colleges and also technical training, the Tennessee State Technical Training Centers. They're sitting there and they're ready to. They want to know what skills are needed, and then they will almost craft a personalized training program for those companies so they can ramp up those employees. So now it's not in the school itself, but they are focused on that to make sure that when these companies do decide to come to Memphis, that they are successful and stick around.
Okay. I think we'll do one more question here, and then you can ask questions as long as you let them get a drink. You can ask these guys questions as well, and we can kind of continue the conversation as a cocktail party. But go ahead and ask your question right there.
The thoughts as far as Blue Oval, they came in full force ahead, speeding up. Now I heard they shut down, they slowed the process because they're going to kind of do like a hybrid model. You know anything about?
For those in the back, question about the status of Blue Oval, and I guess generally what kind of hit that involved?
Yeah, 2 years ago, that's what we talked about. I think
Yeah.
Ursula was
Yeah.
here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will tell you, I don't know anything more than what Eric has reported, and it's definitely pushback. It's definitely a slowdown. I think it's pretty common knowledge that F-150 Lightning is not selling, so they're going to retool what they do. I don't know. Has that been a hit to us? I guess we never really got the suppliers. Let's say this: we did not get the bump that we thought we were going to get from suppliers or ancillary companies. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think anybody 2 years ago, 3 years ago, nobody thought data was going to take up, probably 2 million feet of buildings plus another 3 million of ancillary type buildings. So that's kind of filled some of the gap. But yeah, I'm very hopeful that they do crank it up.
A couple more questions on that. Is it partly that there was kind of a bit of a land grab of people buying up vacant?
That's right.
Those folks are now just kind of carrying the land longer than expected.
That's right. They pay too much and are carrying it. Yes.
I have an office question actually for Jeb or for anyone. So we, Daily Memphian, through a series of unfortunate events, moved offices, and we were in kind of some temporary space, and we recently moved into very nice space built out. And it's shocking how nice it is to be back in a nice office. And we, even before COVID, by nature, journalism is hybrid. You can't report on the Grizzlies from the office, right? So there's people coming and going from Germantown, and the ad reps are out there and so on. And I also had so anecdotally, it's just been so well received by our staff. And I also say my son, who works in San Francisco, he's a programmer. We should all be programmers. He switched jobs 99% because the startup he worked for, where he had a little equity and the whole thing did not have an office and had no plan of it. And he was like, I can't do it anymore. I cannot work from my home. My son's 6 or 7. And is now in an office with 30 other people, 40 other people, and loves it 2 months into it. Do you see that? I mean, it's a softball question, but I think it's probably true for a lot of people that once they get back there, and if the employer has some amount of flexibility, it's not 9 to 5 punching the clock, many people happy to be back in an office and around people, and I would assume younger people especially, or not? You can say no.
Yes. We actually just hired somebody, and he was at a work from home scenario, and he's like, I got to get out of this situation. I got to go see people. I got to be with people. I got to talk to people. I got to talk about something other than, sitting at home and let the dog out. It's and he's enjoying it, being back in. And I think a couple things. One, people realize that, hey, it's not a bad idea to be in an office with people. And I don't have data to support this, but I suspect that there's some people that were work from home, and there's some people that went ahead back in the office, and those people that went in the office got promoted, and the people that worked from home didn't, even though they were just as qualified, and they were sitting at home going, wait a minute, what happened to me? Well, this person was present, the other person wasn't. And I think the general trend is to move away from work from home. I think it's both people wanting to be around. We are by nature, we want to be with others, right, and have relationship with others. But it's also employers are seeing that there were some efficiencies lost at the work from home, and those employers are bringing those employees back in so to gain that efficiency and production back.
And if I could just tag on to that. So as the work from home it starts to end and people go back into the office, that has a positive impact on especially the restaurants for lunch business. So as that trend continues, I'm hopeful that the lunch business for the restaurants will continue to.
And if I could add one thing, you mentioned it was your son that likes to go to a really nice office. People like nice things, and especially Gen Z. I've got a couple of them, and they like really nice things. But creating that sense of place in a nice environment to come back into the work place, back into the office, is what is winning the day right now. It is. That's why you see East Memphis Class A product at a 8% vacancy rate, as opposed to, I think it's overall 15% for Class A is 8% versus the overall East Memphis submarket at about 15%. It's doing a lot better than the average.
We had Todd Richardson, somebody referenced a previous seminar across town, and that's what's happening. Now,
Right.
Is just, people want to be in there and around there. I happen to live there, but honestly, if anything, there's just too many people. Hey, just stop coming across town. I just want to go to the elevator. I just want to get a coffee. I don't want to talk. I'm kidding. I'm totally joking. We're going to get drinks now. We're going to have food. Thank you all for being here. Thank you to our sponsors. Thanks to our panelists. Thank you.